Hi, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Coffee and Conversation right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and today I am joined by Thomas Dammrich. How are you?
Good, Ria. How are you today?
Very good. You're off in Chicago, aren't you?
I am in Chicago. I'd rather be in Mallorca. I think you probably have better weather than we do today.
Probably. It's actually a beautiful day here today, and we're quite blessed for that. We had, I think, 120-kilometer winds yesterday, but you know
Wow.
what? One day out of a lot is fine.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So the reason we have you on board is that it's recent that you've just created the Global Marine Business Advisors Group.
That's correct. Yoko Huyu from Finland, former Secretary General of Finboat, and YP Lok from Singapore, who's been very involved with the Singapore Boating Industry Association and has done a lot of consulting work in the industry. The three of us worked very closely together for many years on the ICOMIA Executive Committee. Uh, Yoko retired from Finboat a couple of years ago. I retired from the National Marine Manufacturers Association in the U.S. last fall. Um, we're all, 60 is the new 40. So we're all still very, feeling very healthy, vibrant, and feel like we've got something to contribute. And so, sitting around talking, we said, I'd like to do a little bit of consulting or advising to companies in the industry, and YP and Yoko felt the same way. And the more we talked, we started to identify other people kind of in a similar situation to us that we thought had a lot to offer the industry, and we reached out to them. And everybody embraced the idea almost immediately. And so, over a couple of months period here, we've put together a network of 12 longtime, highly experienced marine professionals uh, into what we're calling the Global Marine Business Advisory.
So who are the people that you're looking to advise, essentially? Is it the large businesses, or is it medium or small businesses that want to grow within the industry?
Well, certainly, we'd be happy to assist anybody that could use our services, but we really think that it's going to be small and medium-sized businesses that are going to probably have the greatest need for the resources we could bring to bear on their challenges and their issues around growing their businesses. So, we've had a few inquiries already in a very short period of time, and they're coming from small and medium-sized businesses. And the people that we have, it's with 12 people in 12 countries across 5 continents that have vast networks of people that they have known and worked with throughout their careers. They have a broad range of experiences. We have people who are experts in marina development. We have people who are, have done a lot of work on trade shows around the world. Uh, People who have market intelligence, market data on various markets throughout the world. So, if a company is looking to expand their business into a new country or a new part of the world, they're trying to figure out what trade shows to do or how to do those trade shows because they've never done them before. We've got people in our network who have experience doing those things and are available to help.
Well, we are in an ever-changing marketplace, and in this past year or two, it has gone just completely 365. Um, where do you see that the marketplace is going as far as yachting? Is there a certain area that it is growing faster than the rest?
So I don't know that I know the answer to that question. Certainly, it seems to remain very popular in Europe, the U.S., and Asia, Australia. I mean, there are yachting groups, yachting and super yacht associations in all of those areas that are working very hard to promote their region for yachting. So I think you've got people around the world who are all working very hard to encourage more participation. And I while the manufacturing industry in the U.S. has diminished significantly at that top end. There are other parts of the world where it's still very strong, and the whole refit market is very strong in the U.S. as well as Europe and parts of Asia. So I think I think the outlook is very bright. There's no reason that it should not continue to grow.
Well, and the Asian market has been something that people have been talking about quite a bit. Is there a difference when you decide that you want to do business in Asia than the way that you've been doing business in the rest of the world?
Well, certainly there is. I mean, even if you're a European company, it's a little different doing business just in the United States or Australia, much less in Asia, where it's probably significantly different. So, even from country to country, as well as region to region, there are differences. And we've got people in all of those regions with experience who can advise people on what are the possible pitfalls, what are things you should do, what are things you should avoid doing, and help guide them through getting started or growing their business in a new market.
So you folks are able to advise people not only, onshore businesses, but as well as brokerages and that sort of thing in regards to marketing, in regards to finances, in regards to just about everything straight across the board.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide variety of things that we could consult on. And a wide variety of businesses. I mean, it could be manufacturers, it could be dealers, it could be distributors, it could be brokerages, it could be marinas. It's because we've got that expertise across the advisors that are part of the Global Marine Business Advisors.
So where is your next step? I mean, what do you expect to achieve through this business?
Well, I think basically we are planning to bring the whole group together to meet within the next few months to talk about that and to talk about how we get the word out that we're available. But I think that we are only interested in the helping make the industry stronger and helping to work with companies in the industry who could use a little advice or expertise. We're not looking to get embedded in a project for years and years. We're looking to come in, give some advice, give some direction, give some help, get people moving in the right direction so that they can take it from there on their own and continue to grow and prosper.
To those yachting companies or companies that, whether they be directly involved in yachting or whether they be support to yachting, that are saying, oh, the industry is taking a bit of a slump at the moment, what would you say?
It's a cyclical industry, and it always has its ups and downs. It'll be back, and it'll be back strong. So, when I was the president of NMMA, 2 or 3 years ago, we forecast that there would be a little slump right now, and so it's not surprising that there is, but it's just a little slump. It's nothing like 10 years ago or 12 years ago with the global financial crisis, and so people will weather this. I'm very confident we'll weather this very well, and they'll be prepared as demand gets stronger as we move into 21 and 22.
Do you think that people are more interested in chartering yachts now or buying the yacht?
I don't know the answer to that. I think, and you probably know more about it than I do, but I think there's interest at both levels, and I would hope that a strong interest in chartering might lead to more interest in buying. We've got to introduce people to it.
And as far as the big move around the world with climate change, the yachting industry as a whole has been paying a lot of attention to that. Would you advise businesses to really take a look at how eco-friendly they are moving forward?
Absolutely. There's no question that the Earth is warming. That there is something happening with our climate, and I think especially as we move toward a younger audience, they are going to demand that companies be socially responsible. And the environment is a major part of the social responsibility that especially newer buyers are going to be very conscious of and looking for. And I think if you are not uh, focused on how you make your product and your company more sustainable to make our earth more sustainable, you will lose.
Do you think the new breed of yachties, crew and owners and charter guests as well, are they looking to a different experience when it comes to yachting?
Well, a different experience. I mean, I think they're looking for an experience. It's all about the experience. And I think, everybody's a little different. Everybody probably is looking for something a little different. But I think the wonderful thing about, uh, yachting and boating and being on the water is that there are so many different ways to enjoy yourself and to enjoy it, so that there's really something for everybody.
Well, before I let you go, what would you say is the biggest difference from when you started out in yachting to today?
Oh boy, the biggest difference. Um, I think that we have seen over the past 20 years a significant increase in the professionalism of the industry. I think we've seen a significant improvement in the quality of the product. So we're producing a better product and we're delivering better service and a better experience with a workforce that is far more professional than it was 20 years ago.
Well, thank you ever so much. And it's been a very enlightening. I really do encourage everybody out there to head over. You have a website, just Google Global Marine Business Advisors. Of course, when we air this interview, we are going to provide the website as well. And they can contact each individual member of the board, can they not?
They can contact each individual member of the Global Marine Business Advisors. Their contact information is on the website at www.mba.blue. Or they can just send an email to info@mba.blue, and we'll respond within 24 hours.
I'm really excited about this. I may actually reach out and see if I can get some of your advice myself.
Anytime. Anytime.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. And I really do look forward to catching up with you again. I'd like to have you back in, say, 6 months or 8 months and see where you guys have gone and how many companies you helped at that stage and where the future takes us.
That would be great, Ria. Thank you. Enjoyed spending some time with you.
You as well. Once again, this has been Thomas Dammrich from Global Marine Business Advisors out of Chicago. We thank you so much for your time. You have been listening to Coffee and Conversation right here on Yachting International Radio. I have been your host, Ria, and we look forward to hosting you again another time.